The Chinese Grand Prix just ended, and there's absolutely nothing to talk about. I promise. Kimi P1! There's a lot of things to talk about after this race. I was just lying in the start there, so I'm thinking just let's get into it. Okay, so I thought I was going to talk about the drivers that didn't start the race even, because there was a few. So first off, I noticed the McLarens. I don't think Crofty or DC said that it was specifically the McLarens that wasn't racing. Maybe he did afterwards, but I didn't really listen. He said that, oh, Pierre Gasly has to watch out so that he doesn't drive to the wrong grid slot because it's going to be a gap. I was like, gap? There's people that is not going to race. And then he said McLaren after a while. I was like, no, not again. So I was pretty confused there. Apparently it was an electrical problem. I think Oscar said that in his post-race interview. And then I noticed Alex Albon. I was like, what is he doing in the garage? Isn't he supposed to be on the grid? He also said in the post-race interview it was a hydraulic issue. Very sad to see. He's a very nice driver. I mean, nice in character, also a good driver, also a great driver. After that, after I noticed Alex Albon being DNS, I noticed Gabriel Bortoleto also. I was like, no! I thought they were going to show like half the grid like that, but he said that it was a technical issue. That could be everything. After the DNSs, thought I was going to talk about the DNFs. I believe in Steve. Or I think I wrote down in my notebook here that Stroll retired on lap 10 and that led to a safety car, but I think he said in the post-race interview that his engine like turned off at like first lap, first turn or a corner. So I was a little bit confused there, but I have said that he retired about lap 10 and I do think that's correct. We kind of thought it was going to be a virtual safety car, but it was a full safety car. I think that was about when the top 5 at least pitted. Pretty good timed safety car, I guess, for them. The champion Max had ERS cooling issues, so he also had to retire at lap 46. I've written down. Very sad to see. I don't think he's struggling. He's doing everything he can, but he kind of struggles with the car. The car is not for him, it seems like. He like those ground effect era cars are suited better for him, and this car is just like he said, Formula E on steroids. Seems like he doesn't like the car, and with ERS cooling issues it doesn't help. Kinda sad to see. I want him to succeed, fight for the championship again. One of the most talked about DNFs was Fernando's at lap 35 due to vibrations in the steering wheel. And I saw a P1 with Matt and Tommy Short that he had to drive handless because it hurt so much. I understand why they are getting nerve damage now. Is it even safe to be driving this car? Like, if the drivers are getting nerve damage or hurt in the hands, why should they be on track? Like, that can't be a good sign. The Astons are just looking worse and worse. They are slower than the Cadillacs even. You can't really brag about that. Insane to think that the vibrations are so bad that you have to drive handless and retire because of that. Those were the DNSs and DNFs. Now I'm going to talk about the biggest talking points. And of course, the biggest news here. Please subscribe. I really want to get bigger on YouTube, and your subscription would be very helpful. Back to the video. Kimi is a Grand Prix winner. Yes! I'm so excited for him. I think he drove a fault-free race there. Maybe the last lockup at lap 53 I've written down. I think that was about when it happened. Maybe that was the only fault he did, and maybe the start, but he lost positions because of the Ferraris being fast in the starts and not because of him. And then he obviously took back those positions and got P1. He let the drivers behind fight them, George, Lewis and Charles. He let them fight so that he could get further in the free air. And yeah, I think I'm going to show a graph here so that you can see. I got it from statsf1.com. It was just amazing to see another Italian winning a race. And the last one before that was 20 years ago. He should be proud. He deserves it. I knew this was coming. I know that I got a point in my preseason testing predictions video. My first video ever. I know I got a point there. I predicted that he would get a win, and he did it in the second race. So amazingly done. It was a very wholesome radio message when he got over the line also. It was just straight happiness, and he deserves that, of course. He was basically crying in the helmet and just laughing and screaming, as he should. And he was very emotional in the post-race interview. I understand that totally. I was closer crying also with him. It was just full of emotions, and yeah, he deserves it. Good on Kimi. Quite a funny thing that also happened. I might show a clip here. They said Kimi Räikkönen or Raikkonen.
From Italy, Kimi Räikkönen!
Huh?
Kimi Räikkönen! And in his honor,
smiling and was confused, it looked like. So I understand that now, that they just said the wrong name. I missed that in the stream. I don't really have much more to say, just amazingly done from Kimi. He's an amazing driver. This win for the championship also is very important. He's kind of level with George Russell. I think Kimi is the Nico Rosberg to George Russell, if George Russell is Lewis Hamilton, if you understand my drift there. So yeah, I think that Kimi, if he gets the car, he can definitely win a world championship. He's just an amazing driver, and I want to see him succeed. And next big talking point is the Ferrari racing. So Lewis takes the lead in the start. Great start for both the Ferraris. I think they were 1-2, and then Mercedes was 3-4. I think it was something like that. But anyway, Lewis takes the lead, and then when Kimi got back that position, he won. It was so many laps of just great racing from the Ferraris. Like, it felt like they were doing their own race and not caring about like losing time to George. Because when George caught up to them, they basically just let them through and then kept racing. Because it felt like they were just doing their own race. Like, they didn't really care about winning there. They just cared about the racing, and I love that. Especially good moments was in like lap 26 and 27, I think. Maybe 28. I think it was somewhere there. It was just back-to-back P2 overtakes. Amazing to see. I love the racing, even though it's like, some people say it's artificial. I don't really care. I just love the racing. I love to see people both struggle and fight for positions. And it seems like they loved the racing also, like the battle. Lewis said that in the post-race interview before the podium ceremony, that he just loved the battle, and that he could get a podium with a new Grand Prix winner is amazing also. And of course, as I said, he got a podium also, the first one with Ferrari. Amazing to see. This was just a great race. Hamilton got a podium finally, and Kimi is a Grand Prix winner finally. Maybe from going to two positive talking points to a maybe more negative question here. Will Max retire this year? Let's start from Australia. He crashes in qualifying. He has a pretty great recovery race. So, I mean, but yeah, it's not the best of starts maybe, but he can obviously bounce back. And then this race, he qualified 8th. I mean, better than 20th last time. But then he had to retire. On top of that, he seems to like hate the car. We thought that Red Bull was going to be faster than Ferrari maybe, but doesn't seem like that. If this like progresses to being worse and worse, I don't think he's going to be driving so much more. He's saying that he has achieved everything he wanted. He's a world champion. That is why he joined F1. He has won 70 plus races, almost 80. So he has achieved everything he wants, and the car is not for him. He hates the car. I mean, those two reasons makes me think that he's not going to be here for too much longer. So I think that if the car doesn't change, I think he might retire after this year. Yeah, it just feels like he seems like disappointed and let down for this year and this car. But I do hope he stays a little bit, because he makes this sport interesting, as I said before. You can't really have F1 without such a character. I think it's going to be boring for us. I don't want to see that. I don't think anyone wants to see that, even Max haters. I think they understand deep down that Max brings a lot to F1, to the sport. So I understand him if he retires this year because he wants to be with his family. He has other ambitions like GT racing. The car is ass, and he doesn't like the car, of course, and he's not getting good results yet. Okay, from that sad note, I thought that we were going to talk about some smaller talking points. Okay, so on to smaller talking points. The first one I was thinking of maybe doing a bigger talking point about was Bearman P5. Let's go! I mean, he did a pretty much a fault-free race as well, P5. It's his second best result, right? Because he got a P4 in Mexico last year. I mean, he's just improving and improving over the course of his career. He's going to take that Ferrari seat sooner than later. So yeah, amazingly done. I don't really have much more to say. Next talking point. Colapinto has finally gotten points. He didn't get any points last year. He was, other than Jack Doohan, he was the only one that didn't get any points. So amazing to see. He broke the curse of the Alpine seat finally. He got 1 point. I mean, it's not much, but it's points. I don't really have much more to say. He was P2 for a while. That is something I could talk about. It was after the safety car at lap 10 that he was P2 for a while, because it was like P5 and then everyone pitted, so he became P2. That was pretty insane to see Colapinto in P2. Great to see, and hopefully he gets more. The Alpine is looking quite good at the moment, so yeah, good on you. I could have put this in the Ferrari racing, like bigger talking point, that wholesome radio from Leclerc. He said that is actually quite a fun battle. It was just very wholesome and fun to see that he enjoyed that battle. It was just a quick thing there. I just thought it was very funny and wholesome. I want to see more battles from those two. They seem to love it, and we do also. Next point. So I don't think I really noticed this in the race, but Cadillac hit each other, right? Maybe I have erased this from my memory, but I didn't react to it. But I saw the post-race interviews, and they said that they crashed together. Yeah, they still got pretty good results. Like, they got 13th and 15th. So that's a pretty good result for that team. Okay, so there was actually a great midfield battle between Max, Bearman, Lawson, and Lindblad. I think it was like midway, like lap 28 or something, when Ferrari also was battling. But there was one time at the hairpin there was like 4 cars like too close to each other. I was like, how is this going to end? But it resulted in no crashes, and that's what you want. But yeah, I was like on the edge of my seat there. Okay, so after that midfield battle, there was a collision or an incident between Ocon and Colapinto. That was the biggest incident, I think, in the race. The other ones was either retirement from the car breaking down, or like that small crash between the Cadillacs. But this was a full-on crash, basically. None of them retired, hopefully. Thankfully. So yeah, but one thing that I also reacted to is that Ocon admitted it, that it was his fault. I think that's big of him to do. And yeah, he got a 10-second penalty, and he said in the post-race interview that he deserved that penalty, and that he was happy to see that it didn't really affect Colapinto too much, because he still got points. Good sportsmanship there, I think. So after that incident, Ocon, it kind of looked like Ocon's mechanics was like doing gardening on his car, because it was some debris in his car that wasn't supposed to be there. So they used a big scissor to remove it. It was pretty fun to see. I'm gonna put a clip of that here. It was just so weird to see. Could be meme worthy, I guess. And another thing that was pretty fun for me, at least, it looked funny, was when Lance Stroll was on that moped. After his retirement, it went pretty much as fast as that car. I think it did also, but yeah, it was just funny to see that. That was pretty much all the talking points, so let's go on to the prediction correction. So I have counted out that I did 39 predictions. So I will first do my random predictions for the qualifying, and then I have random predictions for the race, and then I will do the top 5 for the sprint qualifying, the sprint race, qualifying and for the race. So I hope you understand now. I will probably not explain better than that, so hopefully you understood. So, random predictions for the qualifying. I said that there was going to be a big crash in Q3. That didn't happen. And then I said that it was going to be changes or a lot of talks about changing the battery rules, I guess. And that didn't really happen from what I heard and saw on the streams on F1 TV. So I'm not going to give myself a point there. And then I said even more super clipping. Also, thank you for that guy that said it was super clipping and not super cutting. I said wrong the entire video. So thank you for pointing that out. Shout out to him. So I said that it's going to be even more super clipping after the long straight. I said that they were going to lose 80 or more kilometers an hour. That didn't happen. Every time I saw someone slowing down in that corner, it was like 30 kilometers, so no point so far. And then I said the pole lap is in the 132s. That was correct. Kimi set a time of, let's see, 32.064. So I was correct. Actually, the sprint qualifying was half a second faster than the qualifying. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining. I said that the lap is going to be in the 132s for the quali, not the sprint quali. So I get the point. Okay, so the next random quali prediction is that both Astons gets laps in. And they did. So I get, and I said also that I get 0.5 points per driver, so I got both correct and I get 1 point there. So after that prediction I had Oliver Bearman gets Q3, and he did. So 3 out of 39 so far. Okay, so I think I need to get 19.5 to get this season prediction point. That's going to be hard, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So next round prediction for the quali was that Max out in Q2, but that wasn't correct. He got in Q3. Okay, so random race predictions. So I said I can't really verify this yet. I will correct it if it comes out soon. It hasn't yet. I'm recording this on the same day, 7 hours after the race. But I said that there's going to be more than 2.5x the amount of overtakes than last year. So at least 112. And the only stats I have for this is statsf1.com. They showed the lap by lap. Ask the ChatGPT to like figure out how many overtakes happened with those stats, and it said 35. I think it's higher than that, obviously, because sometimes you overtake in one lap. But even if I double that, that's 70, and if I triple that, it is 105. So I have to like more than triple that amount for it to be correct. So I'm going to say for now that that is incorrect. I also said that the first 15 laps has half of the overtakes. I mean, if it did have over 112, I think it was maybe in the first 15 laps, but still there was a lot of racing in the middle of the race also, so I wouldn't say I was correct there either. I would say, if I would say like half of the race, I would probably get it, but I did say 15 laps, so I'm not gonna get a point there either. I said that Kimi gets a very good start, battling freeway the first lap, like battling for P1 in the first lap, and I would say that is correct. So I get a point there, because he did get a good start. The Ferraris got a better start, obviously, but he still battled for P1 in the first lap. Okay, so after the Kimi gets a very good start, we had Max does a recovery race again. He didn't really do that. He qualified in 8th. He finished DNF'd, so I wouldn't say he recovered at all. I wouldn't say it's totally his fault, but I can't really say that he recovered from that. And after that, I said that both Astons DNF again, and that was correct. So I get, do I get 1 point or 2 points? I'm gonna give myself 2 points because I want to win this. And then I said that Arvid points again. That was not correct, unfortunately. It wasn't too far off. I think he finished in 12th, so not too far off, but still no points. Can't get it correct there. And then I said same podium as Australia, and that didn't happen because Kimi got first, and then George, and then Lewis, so nothing was similar. After all of the random predictions, which is 11 or 12 or something like that, I have 6 points out of 39. So it's not looking too well for me, but I can still get a lot of points here. So let's do all of the top 5s for every session, besides practice, and then fire and dire. Okay, let's do the sprint quali first, the top 5. I said Max in 5th, and 4th, Kimi, Charles, Lewis, and George. The only one correct there is George. Okay, but the sprint was a little bit better, it looks like. So I had Oscar, Max, Lewis, Charles, and then George. And those last 3 was correct. So I get in total of 10 points and 3 from that prediction. Okay, and then I had the quali top 5. I said in 5th, Isaac, then Charles, Kimi, Lewis, George. None of those were correct. And then the race top 5, I said Max, Lewis, Charles, Kimi, George. And none of those were correct. So I still have 10 points. Let's go through the fire and dire. I said that McLaren was going to be fire. No, very far away from that. They didn't even start the race. I don't get a point there. And then I had Dyer, Racing Bulls. They finished 7th and 12th, right? So I wouldn't say that is Dyer. I would say that is a pretty good result. So I don't get a correct one there. And then I said drivers, fire, Lewis. I would say that is very correct. He got that podium finally. He did amazingly done in the race battle between Charles, and he got the lead in the start, so I don't really have to argue there. I get 1 point there. And Dyer, I said Sergio Perez. I think I do get that correct, even though he finished 15th, which is like on paper pretty good, but that is mostly because of the DNFs and DNSs. Like he would be last if they didn't DNF basically. So I think I do get a point there. So yeah, I got 12 out of 39, so I don't get that point for this race. And if you don't understand what I'm saying now, I do these predictions and I need to get at least half of them correct to get a SPP, season prediction point, and I get 1 per race. So now that Saudi and Bahrain is cancelled, I can only get max 22 of those SPPs. And I'm thinking if I get half of the races SPPs, so if I get 11 or more SPPs, I win basically the prediction. Like I have done well for myself. And so far I have 1 point, 1 SPP out of 2. But yeah, if I get half of the SPPs, I win basically against myself. So this is mostly just for fun. I love to do like these stats, I guess, and to see if I improve with my predictions or not. I did not improve this time, so I'm gonna make better predictions next time in Suzuka. So yeah, this was this video basically. I have recorded for 57 minutes now, so I'm gonna wrap it up a little bit quickly. I'm very excited for next race in Suzuka in 2 weeks, so I have a lot of time to make videos, maybe at least prediction videos, and maybe something else, we'll see. This video at least. If you think I missed anything, maybe something changes in my prediction points for this race, maybe the overtakes is more than 112, then I get 1 more point, I get 13, and same with the like half of the overtakes in the first 15 laps maybe changes also, and then I get 1 more point. If you say that I have something incorrect or correct, let me know, and yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bounce back. Bounce back, bounce. Okay. So he did obviously a recovery race there, but I love Oliver Behrman. He's my favorite rookie of last year, of course. He's not a rookie anymore, but okay, vart var jag? Editor me put that in, that clip, yes. And I gotta be honest, I don't think I did too well here. I can't win, basically. I have fire and dire left, and I can get maximum of 4 points from that, and I need to get 9.5 more. So I have not gotten this SPP, or I need to get half of the SPPs for the season to win the prediction, the prediction battle. I'm not battling against anyone.